Keeper here. This next song's a real scream. This song is called Kill Me or Kill Me.
In 1994 and 95, I was in a band that literally took off with a big bang, Box of Rocks. I had finished building my jam hall behind my house in Alvin, and I got together with old friend Sean Brummel, Craig Tyler, and Mark Bigpen. And in the beginning we had an idea, how are we going to get people to come out and see our band? So then we started coming up with gimmicks. We already had the drum cage, a fog machine, and lights, and several other gizmos, wireless guitars, and we had a good sound going, so we just needed something a little extra. So I began really thinking hard on what kind of gimmick this band could use to take off, and it occurred to me, well, what do people like? They like to see stuff blow up. How about building a bomb? And the rest of the guys are like, Matt, you're crazy. And well, that's exactly what we did. We started blowing stuff up at every show using real gunpowder in cans. I won't describe how I made them for safety reasons. You just can't get away with this kind of stuff anymore in clubs these days since 9/11 and the Great White Incident. But back in '94, it seemed like we were attracting attention, and people were packing in and say, hey, one of these boys might just go up in a ball of flame tonight. Let's go check out Box of Rocks. Truth be told, nowadays, it was actually very, very dangerous. We really didn't know at the time how dangerous it was, but we were using black powder, and a lot of it. It wasn't uncommon to buy 3 or 4 pounds of gunpowder, which these days, try walking in a gun shop anywhere and saying I want 4 pounds of gunpowder. That's simply not going to happen. And everywhere we went, man, we were just blowing more stuff up, and the band was blowing up at the same time. We were getting booked all over the place, and the club that wouldn't let us blow things up, well, we just used a strobe light with a bomb sound behind it through the fog. Pretty much made the same effect as if something blew up in the club. We were actually really lucky that during the time that we did this, that nobody ever did get hurt or killed or we ever burned anything down. There certainly was a really good chance of it. In the beginning, we used a plexiglass in front of the drum cage to protect me from the flames because they were so close, but this proved to be a hassle to move around after a while, so we just blew that off. And the outdoor shows, we'd load more gunpowder and the flames would be higher. The more powder, the higher the flames. The detonator was a box I built with 4 switches so I controlled the blast. After a while, we picked up John Candido again as our bass player, and we became a 5-piece band toward the end, and we were just blowing up everything. We got the attention of Houston Music News and actually made the cover on Ozzy's arm. Ozzy also was in the same edition, and that really set the band into motion. The place we played the most was called Scooter's Ice House. It's still there in Pearland, Texas. They just loved us in there, and we practically almost were a house band. We were in there like every weekend, sometimes doing 2 or 3 shows a weekend. One thing I remember is it was incredibly hot because most of the places we played didn't have AC or were outside, combined with the robbing all the oxygen out of the air. And even the audience said you could definitely feel that blast out there. It definitely warmed the place up. Of course, what would make sense is once you start with one little bomb, you need bigger bombs. So we were always trying to outdo ourselves, and every show would be more and more of a pyrotechnic display. Toward the end got insane. We had black cats going off, sometimes skyrockets in outdoor shows, and Roman candles sticking out of the cymbal stands. It was just nuts. Most places you could smell the gunpowder all the way out in the parking lot we played. But crazy as it was, the more stuff we blew up or set on fire, the more surprises we had for our audience, the more they just loved us, man. And everywhere we went, we just kept on blowing up more and more stuff. Every time we could get away with something new, we did. And then we also had an acoustic guitar show that was pretty cool. There's absolutely no way I will ever those years playing with Box of Rocks, and this band stayed strong for like 18 years after that with different lineups, and I was very proud to be a member of it. I was an original member of the first Box of Rocks, and 18 years later I became a member again.